I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open up America's closet and see skeletons. They killing us for walking.
This is Reignite Sandy Speaks. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first time seeing a Reignite Sandy Speaks video, Reignite Sandy Speaks is a reigniting of the original Sandy Speaks, which was produced by the late great Sandra Bland. And the ultimate goal of this series, Reignite Sandy Speaks, is to free Black people from bondage. That is my purpose. Ultimately, Reignite Sandy Speaks is to liberate Black people, my people, from the oppression that we have experienced forever. And I have goals and objectives as to how we are going to achieve those goals, free ourselves from bondage. So this episode of Reignite Sandy Speaks is entitled America's Broken Promise, and the subject matter or the topic we're going to be discussing is I'm going to outline how we're going to achieve our goals. And again, the goal is to free Black people from bondage. And one of the ways, well, ultimately, my intention is to lobby to have the Constitution changed or updated, the Civil Rights Act. We are supposed to be protected under the 14th Amendment, okay? And if you don't know about the 14th Amendment, I really encourage you to go to Netflix and watch the episode called Amend. It's a whole series about the Constitution or the social injustice in America. And you know, I want to say this really quickly about Netflix. America has some racial issues, clearly. Okay, that's what this episode is going to be about. I'm going to demonstrate the gravity of racism in America, how they hate Black people. Okay, but we have to give credit where credit is due. I don't know what the percentage of the population is subscribed to Netflix, but I think Netflix is a pretty popular trend among certain generations. Okay, and one thing that Netflix does pretty well, that my observation, they cater to Black people. Not only do they cater to Black people, they shine a light on the injustices that are occurring in this day and age today. They give some background of the history, and they also shine a light on what is happening today. I find Netflix to be a social conscious company, and from what I've observed, this is my opinion, and I think I'm pretty right, they have really good content. If you don't know the laws or the gravity, again, of the injustices that go on in America, Netflix does a phenomenal job of demonstrating that. And for me, let me tell you what I think and how I feel about that. It's a show called Amend. It's another one called the 13th Amendment. There's several different series on Netflix that demonstrates, shines a light on the white supremacy in America. And what I take away from that is that this company is saying, hey, Black people, if you don't know, what they're doing to you is wrong, and we realize that, and let me help define this for you so you can ultimately make change. Okay? Amend talks about the 14th Amendment. Actually, there's several different episodes. It's a series. And the first two I found to be very valuable to me. And so the Amend talks about the 14th Amendment. So I'm going to ask you, if you do have Netflix, please take a look at Amend and at least watch. The episodes are not very long. I think there are 4 or 5, but the first 2 are specifically speaks to the nature of my goals and objectives with Reunite Sandy Speaks. Okay, so this episode is going to be surrounded around the 14th Amendment. That's going to be the core goal or the core objective, is to discuss the 14th Amendment and how it relates to Black people. The 14th Amendment is when Black people were first deemed citizens of America. Okay? So, if you don't know, Black people are citizens of America. We're American citizens. As American citizens, we are afforded different rights. We have a right to have rights. We have rights to be protected by the government. We have rights to be protected from the government. We have rights to vote as citizens. We have rights to participate in voting. Ultimately, the 14th Amendment says that all American citizens are to be created equal. Okay? And that's what this video is about. This video is going to demonstrate that America has broken its promise to Black people. Okay? And I'm going to demonstrate that by showing you videos. And so what we're going to do is compare and contrast. When we have a claim and we want to make change, we have to demonstrate the reason for the change and how the change is necessary and how the change will impact American citizens. So the past episodes of Reunite Sandy Speaks, I have been discussing different occurrences of racial injustices. Different occurrences when Black people are not being treated equally. And they are violating our 14th Amendment by treating us less than as second-class citizens. Okay? So past episodes and future episodes is going to be about when we hear about these things. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, my heart touched my heart the most is Elijah McClain. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about the circumstances and the people involved in it. What I need you to do as viewers, as fellow Black people or just American citizens, is to, if you have any information like about Kawan Charles or any information about any of the occurrences that I highlight here. You tell me about the police officer, the DA, anybody that's involved in the oppression of Black people. Because what we have to do is highlight those people, like Derek Chauvin, all the different, and you know, I tend to go off topic real quick, Other news media, what I want you guys to notice is they don't say the name of the perpetrator, the person who are violating our rights. They rarely, we have to search for the police officer, the judge, or the person in governmental agency, court officer, or whoever, who are guilty of violating Black people's rights under the 14th Amendment. They talk about the person being violated. Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. We know them, but we need to know the name of the people who are perpetrating these violations to Black people, because the probability is it's not the first and not the last. And if we highlight them today, it minimizes the chance of them doing it again. Okay, so Reunite Sandy Speaks is to document these occurrences, get you, the viewer, fellow citizens. I'm talking to Black people, right? I don't want to discount white people, okay? But this is about Black people. This is about creating strong Black ties and us taking responsibility and accountability for our lives, okay? So when you start viewing these episodes of Reunite Sandy Speaks, I'm going to ask you, if you know anything about the people that are involved in these situations, please share information. Please leave comments. If you got to do it anonymously, help share, because we need to shine a light on these occurrences. Okay, so this episode, I'm going to demonstrate how Black people are treated differently and why we need an amendment to the 14th Amendment. And you guys already have it in my mind. I want the updated Civil Rights Act to be called America's Broken Promise, Elijah McClain Act. And you know, bear with me, the Elijah McClain is devastating to me. The Elijah McClain situation is a prime example of how black people are not being treated fairly. Okay? He was stopped because someone supposedly called and said he was suspicious. You guys, we've never heard that call. Okay? And that's what my goal and my objective is, to do an updated amendment to the 14th Amendment that deems black people as a protected class, to be specific and define our protection. Okay? What happened to Elijah McClain was heinous. And there are many other occurrences, but this hurts me deeply because that young man was walking home from getting tea. He was not being investigated. He wasn't participating in any kind of illegal act. There was no speculation of him participating in any illegal act. What was said was that someone called and said he was suspicious. And those are one of the things that I want to change in the law and define the law that says that random people can't call and say, oh, this person is suspicious, because that's what happens. When these racist people violate us, they come up with some bullshit. Pardon my French, okay? But we know they lie, they plant evidence on us, because I think they have to have a reason to cause to even stop us. We know that they lie. We know that they are less than honest. And this episode is going to look at some occurrences where black people were violated. We're going to compare and contrast to our white counterparts, because the goal and objective is to deem us as a protective class. In order to do that, we have to demonstrate that we need to be protected beyond what today's protection allows us. Okay, so I've been meaning to do this video for like over a week now, you guys. And so I don't know, you guys, I've said this and I don't know if I should continue to say this. I'm having some issues. I have a post-concussion syndrome, which is why I stutter a lot and I lose my train of thought. And sometimes, to be honest with you, this topic is debilitating for me. What made me get up and start this one was a video I just saw on Instagram. And I am going to edit that video into this video and we're going to discuss it. Okay?
Get out the car! Open the door slowly and get out!
Get out of the car now!
Open the door, get out the car!
Hold still, hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window. Get out of the car now!
Get out of the car!
Now! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I learned to obey. Get out of the car!
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
What's going on?
What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
I'm sorry.
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
Get out.
going on? Get out the car.
Get out
I
now.
have not committed any crime.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
For
for.
traffic.
You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for obstruction of justice.
Traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told
Really?
me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your
Get
hands.
out. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out of the-
Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me.
Not a
Get your
problem.
hands off me.
Back up,
I
Daniel.
didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir.
Get out of the car now.
Hey, sir.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, look.
I'm trying to talk
Get out.
to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm gonna
talk.
talk.
Get out.
Just get out of
Relax.
my car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
Please relax.
Get out of the car right now.
This
Now.
is not how you treat a
I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me?
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on.
Daniel.
What's going? Hold on. Watch it.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, just get out the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it again.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Can you please?
Get out of the car now. Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car.
Look,
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the.
Look.
Take your seatbelt off.
look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right
Get
now.
out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist, corporal? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your
I'm
seatbelt
gonna-
off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground.
Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer available?
Down. Let's go.
Is your commanding
Let's
officer
go.
available?
Get on the ground. Get on the
Can you
ground.
please talk to
Get
me
on the
about what's
ground
going
now.
on?
Get on the ground or you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on
going
the ground.
on?
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going on? Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this?
Because
Why?
you're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really messed up.
Sir, well, just work with me.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
Okay, you guys, I know that was hard to watch. The gentleman's name is Lieutenant Caron Nazario. I'll spell his name below. His name is Lieutenant Caron Nazario. That's really devastating for us to watch that. But I want to talk about it, y'all. That was a traffic stop. And what he was being stopped for was not displaying his tags. He had just bought that vehicle and the tags were on the window. Okay? Let me say this to you people, okay? That's a police officer. People buying new cars, people having their tags on the window, on the back window and the front window, is a common occurrence when people buy cars. If those are police officers, first of all, we know how they behave, the way they, I'm trying to move forward and discuss this, but they tried to emasculate that man. That's a black man who's a lieutenant. And it's their attempt to emasculate him. And I got a lot of problems with that because I love black people. Okay, so let me move forward. So what we just watched, what we just witnessed, Lieutenant Nazario was driving home and he had a new car. And what I want to discuss is the attitude and the demeanor of the police officer. You guys see there were two different officers. We saw two, and one was more aggressive than the other. And the one little white guy was calling him sir, was trying to be nice. You knew the other little white guy knew it was wrong. Okay? And he was trying to talk to the man and say, just come out, we'll talk to you. But first of all, you guys, this is what I'm talking about, is what I am documenting these occurrences as they occur, because what we are going to outline is the state of mind of white people with authority in America. And we're going to demonstrate that the way the evidence is going to show that we need to be protected because black people's rights are being violated under the 14th Amendment. One of the things I also want to discuss is the gentleman says he was afraid to come out. The man was saying you need to obey. No, he doesn't need to obey. You crazy white cops are out here killing black people. You crazy white cops, let me take it down a notch, are putting your knees on black men's neck. You're shooting black people in the back. You're shooting in young black girls' homes. Lieutenant Nazario, sir, if you're looking at this video and I'm butchering your name, please forgive me. I do that often. Y'all probably see that in every video. Lieutenant Caron Nazario. I'm going to put his name below so y'all know if I'm butchering it. He says he was afraid. And see, this is what I got to be calm, y'all, because I'm showing you guys this because we have to be critical thinkers. We're going to get free from bondage. It's our time, okay? But it becomes very challenging because this is emotional, heated topic. That's a lieutenant. Everything he did was what a reasonable person would do in that situation. Okay? He's being pulled over police officers and they have guns drawn on him. Just like George Floyd. If you're doing a traffic stop, when has it become acceptable that you pull out a gun on a driver who's driving a vehicle? Okay? And so, hey guys, there's certain details about that video I want to go over. Lieutenant Nazario says that he's afraid. Okay? The police officers acknowledge that he's a veteran. And the point that I'm making is, what warrants or justifies that savage beast, that barbaric savage's attitude or behavior? We know white people are not having guns drawn on them when they're being stopped for a traffic violation. And I'm getting angry because what keeps going through my mind is like, when has it been acceptable for police officers to pull out a gun when they stop you in a traffic violation? Here's the thing, and this is very similar to what happened to the late great Sandra Bland. Again, one of our major goals is to demonstrate the state of mind of these barbaric white supremacists. When he kept saying, what is going on? He had no idea of why they were stopping him. I don't know the law specifically, but the law in America is pretty elementary, okay? And it's generally towards the rights of American citizens, okay? If you stop me, when I'm stopped, usually I stopped you for this. Okay? Usually. I've had some other occurrences I'm going to discuss in other videos. But generally they stop you and they say, can I see your license and registration? Make sure you're licensed. And then they say, hey, you know what? I stopped you because you didn't have your license displayed. And see, I really have a problem with that because if this is a half decent officer, if you see a car being driven and doesn't have a license plate, common sense, okay, his license is not displayed. Is it a stolen car, or maybe he just bought the car so it's displayed on the windshield? See, this is common sense. This is not about poor training. This is about white America hates black people. That was hate. That was about emasculating that beautiful black man and flexing your white supremacy power. We're going to make that stop, y'all. That's just going to come to a screeching halt. It might take a minute, but it's going to. Okay, so we're going to do a compare and contrast as to the nature of black people being stopped versus white people being stopped. That happened, I think, in December, January. I got to look and review the details about that. But that man was stopped. That happened in December. He filed a lawsuit against the police department. Okay, and so what I want to say to you guys, and this always open other doors, and I really need to stay focused on what I'm trying to demonstrate, but it always opens up other doors for us. We keep seeing and hearing about these occurrences, and these civil rights lawyers are bringing these severe cases to court. George Floyd, Tamir Rice, Elijah McClain, and they're winning money, because what's going to happen? The police departments, they're insured. The insurance company pays the claim. There's no change. There has to be change. That type of behavior, under what I'm proposing, that is a violation of that man's civil rights. Under the America's Broken Promise amended act, Elijah McClain, something like that. This is what I'm saying. This is my goal. My goal is to do an updated civil rights amendment that defines and outlines these specific occurrences. Then they sprayed the man with mace. And then he asked him, that he found out he was a lieutenant. That's when you see him justifying, oh, if you just would obey. No. As I said previously, black men are being murdered. Black people are being murdered. And I'm going to do another video, but what I want you guys to do, I'm going to ask everyone to do, is write a letter to Dr. Oz, because we want Dr. Oz to give us his medical opinion of the mental health of black Americans. What is the probability of the mental health of every black person in America who sees these type of violations? You know, I want to discuss George Floyd's case. At some point, you guys, I have to look at it. I don't know if I will, if I have the stomach for it or not. Maybe I'll read. That's hard for me to watch and see that. Okay? Watching the guy, the martial arts fighter, discuss what he saw, that black man is scarred for life. Not only does the police department need to be sued and held to damages for George Floyd, every person that witnessed that is going to have some kind of psychological effect from what they saw. Let me be calm, y'all. I just gotta catch myself. So we saw that video, and we saw that man's demeanor. And now we're going to watch what happens when white people are stopped.
He said he's not going to shut off the car, so... Okay. That's all right. Just keep an eye on it. Just get the right fit. Just stare at Put your hands on the steering wheel. No. What are you reaching for?
Oh, whoa. Hey,
get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there.
Whoa!
Get out of the car.
There's rights to this.
Get out.
There are rights to this.
Do you have a concealed
There are
carry?
rights to this. Whoa!
Get out.
Hold up right there. It's open. My hands are up. My hands are up. No,
you got.
This is on body cam. You have a body cam, sir?
Put your hands over your eyes.
Do you have a body cam?
Put your hand over your eyes.
Do you have a body cam, sir?
Put your hands over your eyes.
Yeah, you're gonna
I will send this dog on you.
I will shoot you if you do.
Don't fucking grab that gun.
You have rights.
Put your hands.
You have rights too. You have rights too.
Don't you dare.
You have rights. You cannot
Don't you
shoot me
dare.
here.
You
This is
need to be-
unconstitutional. You know that.
Right, you have a weapon, okay?
Yes, I
Don't.
do. And it's
Don't.
What I need you to do.
Hey, you guys
listen.
are grabbing me on this. Is also unconstitutional. Body cam request.
Can you quit yelling so I can talk to you?
You have a gun
need more
for me,
units
sir.
right now.
I need you to relax for me, okay?
I will shoot you if this process. If that's a threat, it's open threat. You have no body cam. You know this.
He has a
My
body
hands are open.
camera.
My hands are open.
Okay.
My hands are open.
You need to get out of the
No,
car
I
so
do
we
not.
can remove you
I
from
do
that
not.
weapon.
You cannot. No, it is constitutionally owned. I see that.
Do you have a concealed carry permit?
It is not concealed. Yes, you can see the weapon. It's right there.
Don't
body
do
cam.
it.
Body cam. What are you afraid of?
Don't do it.
I'm not doing anything.
Do me a favor. Just please step out of the car. That's all we're asking you to do.
Oh, you're asking me not to use that gun.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Conceal your weapons, please.
No.
This is how we
Get out
treat
of
each
the
other
car.
civilly.
Please.
This is not how we act civilly. You know
Sir.
this. Right eye! Right eye!
You got cover?
No. Just
Yes, we do.
don't. Just
Do
please.
you have body count?
Please.
Do you have body count? Do not forcibly remove
Do
me
not.
from
Don't.
the- Whoa,
Do it.
You know
Don't.
that. You know that. That's not
Please.
I need you to get out of the car.
Else. Ben, else.
Hey, I see double blue, sir. They're gonna shoot me on double blue?
Just relax.
No,
Please
just relax.
just please get out of the car.
There's rights to this. You know there are rights to
Listen,
this.
we can figure this out.
We can talk about this,
Oh,
okay?
this is how
But
you
right
feel
now,
about this.
we can't
Listen.
talk about it with you not listening to us.
Just,
Well, not listen. You
Okay.
are first of the ground.
all I'm asking you to
You're
do,
violating my rights right now. Let go of me.
You just put your hand on a gun,
sir.
Whoa! No, you pulled a gun on me unconstitutionally.
Please.
And I did my in response.
Get,
Oh,
we don't want to
Please.
do this, man.
Just
okay?
get out of the car. I'm just asking. We'll get this figured out. Just come out and just get out of the
you
car.
release me now.
We can't do that.
Release it. I have Second Amendment rights, David.
Okay. Just get out of the car. Come on. Come back here. We'll
Excuse
talk
me?
about it.
Excuse me. This right here is a reason
We'll
to
get
defend
this-
myself, cast a doctrine. You know that.
We'll get this figured out. Don't do it. Please. Just come on.
Get out of the car, sir.
Just get out of the car.
Get
Just step
out
out.
The gun's down.
No, just step
Get
out.
out of the car.
Just step out of the car. Just step. Don't do it.
That's right.
Get out of the car.
You're on double blue. You know what's gonna happen, right?
Just stop.
You need to get out of the car. That's
No,
a
I
lawful
don't.
order. You're going to go to
What a
jail.
gunpoint. Oh, take me to jail. Then go ahead.
Just
Right
come
now
on.
you're obstructing.
I can't.
No, you're obstructing. You're pointing a gun at me, sir. Right now, my life's in threat.
Okay. Well, we have
I don't even
more-
see body cam on this, sir. I'm just gonna drive away.
we-
I'm not gonna bother anybody.
No, you're
Hands
not.
on the seat.
Don't do this.
Don't.
Don't do it. Don't.
Okay, so we saw the video of the white guy when he was stopping the traffic stop. And then we saw when a black man was stopped. A black man in army fatigues and who served his country. Okay? Before we do a compare and contrast, I want to read something to you. I want to read to you the preamble to the United States Constitution. Preamble to the U.S. Constitution. We are the people of the United States. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to do, ordain, and establish this Constitution for the United States. And so these are some things I want to point out to you before we do a compare and contrast. Remember the word tranquility. Understand, this is what the Constitution says. As United States American citizens, what we have the privilege to enjoy the right to ensure domestic tranquility, general welfare, the blessings of liberty to ourselves and posterity. Okay? Those are important facts, important issues dealing with being black in America. Okay, so we're going to do a compare and contrast. And what I want to point out to you that black people are American citizens, and we are to enjoy the same liberties as our white counterparts. We are American citizens. And the same thing that applies to the Constitution to white people applies to us. This video series, Reignite Sandy Speaks, is about freeing my people from bondage that they've been in their entire lives. The first part of the video, he says he's not going to cut his car off. The officer says, okay, fine. Why I'm angry and you might observe me being annoyed is because this is why Sandra Bland is no longer with us. The officer asked her to put her cigarette out. The cigarette was not bothering this man. Where's the cigarette? This man was willing to keep his car running, and the officer didn't even flinch. He didn't fight with him about it. But Sandra Bland is smoking a cigarette and is annoyed, and this man harasses her. Okay? He says, if you don't come out, I'm going to stick my dog on you. And he said, and if you do, I'm going to shoot you. In every instance that we see of police violence against black people, they claim obstruction of justice. they claim that they feel threatened by black people. What I want to point out to you is that that man wasn't afraid. That man was pulled over by 2 police officers or sheriff deputies, state troopers, and they had guns pulled out on him. Did he appear to be afraid or scared in the least? What we see when black men are being pulled over, stopped, they're definitely afraid. They're scared. Lieutenant Nazario had his hands up. He says, "I'm scared of what you might do to me." Lieutenant Nazario had the reasoning and the right to feel scared. If 2 police officers pull you over, scream at you, pull a gun on you when you haven't done anything, you haven't broken any laws, knee-jerk human instincts is to think, why do they have guns on me? Who do they think I am? What are they trying to do to me? Lieutenant Nazario's behavior, attitude was just. Again, we're going to do a compare and contrast of this. I made some notes. Again, when he says, "I'm going to stick my dog on you," I think multiple times that white man said he's going to shoot that officer. He kept referring to the body cam. The code blue, y'all, I want to know what double blue means. I want to know what that means. I Googled it, and it was kind of questionable what it meant. I'm not going to say what I read, but I want to know what double blue means. If someone knows what double blue means in the state of Ohio or in law enforcement, please leave a comment. Yeah. Okay, so one of the main things that I want to point out to you is to compare and contrast the demeanor of the black people versus the white people. The white people are never afraid. They're never scared for their lives. The black people are always visibly scared. Their behavior, their actions, their reactions is always a fight or flight response because we are afraid for our lives. Because we know America hates black people. And America has broken their promise to us. So again, there's several things we're going to point out because we're going to make our case to update the Constitution, the Civil Rights Act in the Constitution. So again, please be aware. And I don't kind of want to let that go because I don't know if everyone understands the implication that black people behave a certain way and they are visibly scared. They run. They're afraid. And the running and the reaction is not based on guilt or not obeying. The running, the fight or flight responses is a natural response because black people are being treated less than human in America. That's another thing I want to point out about those 2 videos. You guys might think that white guy went overboard. You might think that the officers were really very lenient. What I see is the white officers that stopped the white guy, they saw him as a human being. They valued his life. Okay? The black people, we're not seen as human beings. We're seen less than human beings. We're being seen as less than animals. And when I say that, I get angry. And if you are receiving this, this is what I want to say to you. Because white people feel and think this way about you, you are not to feel or think that way about yourself. I love black people. I love you. I don't give a fuck what they think about me. Excuse me. Never have and never will. I don't move like that. I love me and I love black people. So again, let me take it down a notch because I'm getting angry because I know that we are not all the same. I know black people will see that depending on their environment, how they were raised, what happened to them, who they are. You know, DMX just passed away. DMX is a prime example of how he probably been made to feel about who he really is deep inside by America. So I want to say this and I want to be clear. Because you're seeing these different occurrences of us being maligned, murdered, oppressed, don't think you don't matter and don't think you're not valuable. I love Black people. I love you. And if those videos are making you think you're less than those people, we got a problem. And it's okay because we can fix it. Okay? I'm going to add in a couple of more, some more different videos so we compare and contrast how Black people are being treated versus white people. Okay? Stay with me, please.
Stop, bro. What's your password? What's your...
Don't do this, bro.
Stop, Josh, stop. Stop, bro. Stop, Josh, stop. Stop hitting them, bro. Just stop. Just stop, bro. Stop, bro. What's your password? What's your...
Don't do this, bro.
Stop, Josh, stop. Stop, bro.
Why did she give the information? And apparently she did pay for it, but she wouldn't show me her receipt, wouldn't give me her ID.
Now that woman and her attorneys have enlisted the help of a nationally recognized attorney to help represent her. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Heather Crawford.
And I'm Anthony Austin. So this incident, which happened in February of last year, happened at the Public store over on 103rd Street here in Jacksonville. On Your Side's Haley Harrison has been going through the body camera video, which JSO just released today, and the lawsuit, which claims the woman was racially profiled by store security.
Some deli chicken and a bag of Hawaiian rolls. That's what Tawanda Corral says she bought at this Publix grocery store moments before a manager accused her of stealing. Now, despite having a receipt for her purchase, Corral says she was followed by an officer, tased, and arrested in front of 3 children she was with.
What am I under arrest for?
Turn around right now for not cooperating.
Cooperating?
Turn around.
I didn't steal.
Tasing you right now.
Tawanda Corral says her trip to the grocery store ended with injury and humiliation.
Emotional stress that it has brought on me and my children.
She did not initially hand the officer the receipt for her purchase, the lawsuit says, because as an African-American woman with fear and distrust of the police, she worried that the officer might take the receipt from her and destroy it.
I was just profiling me because I was Black. You seen me come through the race.
The off-duty officer isn't named in the lawsuit, and JSO did not immediately respond to our request for comment about his actions. But JSO-issued body-worn camera captures the moment he realized she did have a receipt for her items.
Apparently she did pay for it, but she wouldn't show me her receipt, wouldn't give me her ID.
Crowell was arrested for resisting without violence, a charge dropped by the state attorney's office.
I mean, he's sitting there begging for the receipt. He had to ask for it at least 20 times. Now, just show me the receipt. Just show me the receipt.
Former Jacksonville Sheriff's Detective Kim Varner says the officer did everything within JSO guidelines, explaining that tasing comes second after voice command.
I understand her right now because of the current climate being like it is with police and relations between police and the community, but this all could have been avoided.
But nationally known civil rights attorney Ben Crump, speaking in Jacksonville Thursday, says the problem wasn't proof of purchase, it was profiling.
This is a case against Publix grocery store for shopping while Black.
The lawsuit says Publix failed to train the officer or to investigate his background. Now, we reached out to Publix several times for comment, but we have not yet.
My dad. I'm not getting no car until I see my dad.
Here, just stop for a second.
I want my dad.
Patrol 47, I'm in.
I want my dad. No.
Stop. Don't kick us, dear.
Stop. Oh my God.
Stop, dude. Just relax.
Okay. Wait, my mom, she's pregnant.
Are you done?
My mom pregnant.
You good? 247. I know.
Walk for us, sir. Bob's still trying to fight.
Ma'am, hey, get out of the street for me. Get out of the street. Get out of the street for me. Just stand out of the street.
I want my dad. I want my dad. I want my dad.
It might be easier this.
I want my dad.
Got one car out here.
I want
Take a breath here, all right?
Stop.
Can I just see my dad, please? I want my dad. Wait, can I just please get the snow off of me?
I'll get the snow off of you.
It's cold.
Get in the car.
You've had your chance.
Get in the car now.
Okay?
Okay?
You've had your chances.
What are you doing?
What
are you doing? Because you're going to go to jail now, too.
I want my dad. Wait, I just want to see my dad, please. For the last time. I want my dad.
Get in the car.
I demand it.
I don't care what you demand. Let's go.
I want my dad. I want my dad.
Stop or you're going to get yourself hurt.
Stop, he's hurting. Oh my God.
Then get in the car.
Please help somebody. No.
You want me to grab it from the other side?
I want my dad. Stop.
Sit up.
Stop.
Sit up.
No.
You're acting like a child.
I
Stop.
am a child. The fuck.
I just went back to the house.
My arm. I have a bad arm.
Stand up. Stand up.
Yeah, let that
I have a bad arm.
Then stand up.
Get up, come on.
I want my dad.
Come on.
I can't hurt. She's on the
I'm
ground.
a girl officer.
Stand up. Stand up.
Girl officer.
I'm right here. You're going to get sprayed.
I want a girl officer.
Stand up.
Stand up.
I want a girl. Please don't stand up for me.
Okay, they'll get off of you, but you have to get up, okay? Will you get up? Can you let go over? I got her. I got her. Come on. I will. They will let go, but you gotta stand up. Stand up. Will you stand up for me? Will you stand? Hey, look at me. Stand up.
I can't the way I'm sitting.
Ready? Yep. Good job.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Look. Good, there you go.
He's pulling so hard.
Chill. It's okay. I know. Go ahead.
Are you
Sit back for her. Sit back for him. Okay?
I'll let go if you're gonna stop.
He doesn't pull you, okay?
I want my dad.
I'll find your dad, okay? But you need to sit back. Put your foot here.
No,
and sit back.
I want my dad.
Otherwise you're gonna get hypothermia, so sit back, okay? I'll get your dad, I promise.
I want my dad.
Is he here?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll find him, okay? But hey, look at me. I can't find your dad until you sit back and I can close the door, okay? I will find your dad, so sit back. I promise. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look anywhere else. I promise.
Get in the car.
Okay?
I'm done telling you. Get in the car.
This is it, hon. Okay?
Separating outside.
Let's just sit back. Come on. Please sit back. Come on. Put your legs in. It's your last chance.
I want my
Last chance. I'm going to go get your dad.
I want my dad.
Come on.
I want to call him.
Come on, good job. Come on, you're almost there.
Dear. I got her. I got her. Unbelievable.
I'd always be doing illegal shit, and I knew the cops could take you to jail, and I've been to jail, and I did not want to go back. But what I didn't understand at the time, I was 14, okay, is that when me and my friends would go smoke, my friends would give me the stuff on the way back. And I had a very diverse group of friends, okay? I was like the only white girl. And I didn't understand why they would do that. I was like, they're gonna search all of us, bitch. But then one day we got stopped by the cops and they didn't search all of us. They searched all my friends, but not me. And I realized that their dislike of cops was not the same as mine because I feared going to jail. They feared losing their life. And I realized that my white skin was like a shield to protect me from cops. They didn't have this shield. And what makes me really fucking mad is that white people won't even accept that their skin is like a shield. They won't even acknowledge it. And what makes me the most fucking mad is that it's not my skin that's the shield, it's the fucking color. When it should be the skin. The skin means life. The color does not mean life. Fuck.
Okay, so you guys saw the video, and you guys, I got anxiety, and I get real bad anxiety about this, you guys. In order to edit the video, I have to watch it, and I'm upset, and I need to be able to function. I'm angry with myself because I can't sit here and talk to you guys about this intelligently without being emotional. It's upsetting to me because this is my physical body taking control of my feelings and my emotions and my ability to be able to communicate. And I am trying to push through and do a better job. But I'm struggling. So listen, I'm going to make this part one. There's a few things I want to address. Because what happens is they try to defend this attitude and this behavior. Okay? So we're going to nick this shit in the bud in the beginning when they come off, because I'm dead ass serious about freeing us from bondage and changing the law, okay, or updating the Constitution. I'm dead ass, okay? And so what I know, I'm going to foresee their argument. And they always have these bullshit arguments. I'm so sorry that I'm cursing. Please forgive me. I need to get control of my emotions. The black man says in the case of the Publix grocery store that it could have been avoided. Yes, it could have been avoided had the officer not stopped and detained and questioned that woman about her stealing. See, here's the thing. If you want to question someone for stealing, you have to have probable cause. And the fact that she didn't steal, that she had a receipt, you do not have probable cause to even question her. Okay? See, I get really angry is because what I know is many black people who have been in these environments and have been subjected to these types of trauma repeatedly, daily, it becomes the norm. And they automatically think, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? In my case, what my white husband said, what you gonna do? Fight the United States of America? You forgot who we married. Anyway, I digress. The black man says it could have been avoided. Yes, it could have been avoided if you respected this black woman. If you respected, it's not even you respecting her, a black woman. If you respected the customer, okay, we're not even going to talk about race in the public situation. If you're at a grocery store and you suspect someone is shoplifting, you err on the side of caution because you don't want to offend your customer. And so, black people, let me say this to you in Florida. There's no way in the hell you would see me in a Publix again in my life. Because that's how I move. I love black people. I love me. So y'all sit here and we all say, oh, I love myself. Let me tell you something. Loving self is loving black people. I have my stories. I'm not a huge Starbucks person, but I'm in LA and I used to frequent a Starbucks on Melrose. A lot of people hang out at the Starbucks on Melrose to do different work, or like before we were like in West Hollywood, you do different things. Sometimes I would have business there or whatever, so I would go to the Starbucks with my computer and do my work. You know, my daughter took acting classes over there, different reasons why I would go to the Starbucks, and there was an Urban right across from there, so it was like my little spot. A few years ago, a Starbucks employee had two black men arrested, I think in South Carolina. And I kind of think it was an isolated incident for Starbucks. I don't think it was the culture. But then again, it's America, right? But I'm telling you as a black person, I didn't go in Starbucks for a very long time. And to be quite honest with you, I think I've only been there maybe once or twice since then. I think I just went in there to go to the bathroom. And I'm not a huge Starbucks person, but Starbucks is a place where you go hang out. And that's where the two guys that were arrested, they were going to have a meeting, okay? And I'm a business person, but as a business people, today's culture, it's very easy to go to a coffee place. They have Wi-Fi. It's just when you don't have an office or whatever, it's just a neutral place to have business. Let me get my thoughts together because I really want to explain my situation about the Starbucks thing. I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe like 4 years ago, two guys were arrested for loitering at a Starbucks. They were waiting for a prospective colleague to come to Starbucks. And they were arrested. And honestly, you guys, I'm sitting here trying to think how many times I've been to Starbucks. Like, I'm not a big Starbucks person anyway, but we would go to Starbucks to do business. They have Wi-Fi or whatever. See, me not going to Starbucks wasn't about me flexing my economic power as a black person saying, you know what our dollars matter. It was about you wasn't going to see me in a Starbucks. You're not going to violate me. And it's okay. See, that's the whole thing. So black people, if y'all saw this woman get arrested and you walk around the Publix, see, I got to be calm because y'all, I love you. I don't want to chastise you. You know, I am a critical thinker, and I think I've lived a very long life, and I've grown, and I've made many changes to myself. And I know about positive thought, the importance of positive thought. I don't want to chastise black people. We are negatively framed all over America. I don't want to sit here and say negative things about black people because I love you. Okay? But this is what I want you to think about. And I'm dead serious. When a known corporation, chain, retailer, merchant publicly offends us, discriminates, violates us, racially profile us, you don't want to go because you want to flex your economic power. But you don't want to go in there because you want them to understand that we love black people. That Capitol goes crazy, storming the Capitol building. And I'm not justifying, I'm telling them that's how much they love white people. That's how much they love self. Them storming the Capitol building, which wasn't the most intelligent, constructive way to express your racial pride, but that was about they love white people. They love self. They were professional lawyers, doctors, people from many different walks of life that went and misbehaved badly at the Capitol. And I'm not sitting here saying, well, that was some crazy shit. Don't even think I'm justifying it. I'm telling you where the concept and the idea came from. That was about them loving self. And their fear that we might be equal or they might lose some of their privilege. Okay? And so again, please don't think that I'm sitting here saying I'm condoning that crazy because that was some crazy shit. I find it humorous. Okay? But that's the extent to which they have racial pride and they're going to protect self. So any black person in Florida, if you go in Publix, and so if this is about, okay, well, I don't want to be inconvenient because that's the closest grocery store to me. You got to put black first. Those videos you saw, they do that shit to us because they can. Let me say it to you again. They do that to us because they can. White people are not going to make it stop. The only way that's just going to stop is we make it stop. Please forgive me for being angry, but that upset me. I think that's all I want to talk about right now in terms of those videos. But I want to say this to you before I close, because this is about the 18th Amendment. And I want to read the equal protection under the law and the Constitution says, equal protection refers to the idea that a governmental body may not deny people equal protection of its governing laws. The governing body state must treat an individual in the same manner as others in similar conditions or circumstances. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They are violating us. And if you have the thought, well, there's nothing we can do about it. They wrote the Constitution for not for us. They didn't write the Constitution. That's what they say, right? Y'all say they didn't write the Constitution for us. Fuck that. I don't even know no other words to say, but fuck that. Okay? They didn't write the Constitution for us, but you're an American citizen. You pay taxes. You are an American citizen. And if they're not treating us right, then it's our responsibility, it's our duty to ensure that they treat us right. We've been in bondage forever. And it's time for us to be liberated. I am the 20th key. And this is Sandy Speaks. Excuse me. This is Reunite Sandy Speaks.
They killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricate it and hide it. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, when you had compassion and next time you approach us, yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't enticing riots of violence, heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.